Right, lads. Been slacking on the videos past week, okay? But I'm gonna get back on it, Because we're out here, filming type shit. But in this one, I'm gonna be talking about why thinking is the root cause of all your suffering. Okay, now that sounds pretty deep, you know what I'm saying? But what I'm trying to say is, think about any time in your life, right? And the worst time in your life is because you were thinking and you were so deep in thought, and that it was just you were just ruminating over these things. Like anything you give meaning to as well creates the negative experience. Like, for instance, you could be in a coffee shop and you could be sitting there and you could be thinking all these positive, wonderful thoughts, right, and having the best time of your life. Whereas there's someone sitting right beside you and they're in the exact same environment, but they're thinking, oh, my life's so awful, all this bad things, and it's ruining their experience. So if you really sit down and think about it, it is your thoughts and what you give meaning, because something terrible could happen to you. Like, something awful could happen. Say your dad was this is an example I think I've said before, but your dad was an alcoholic. And you've got a brother. There's two sons, okay? And the dad was an alcoholic. And one of them, when they grew up, said, well, why did you always drink? Why are you an alcoholic? And he said, oh, it's because my dad was. I'm just like him. And then the other son never drank his whole life and he was sober. And someone came to him and said, why are you sober? And he said, because my dad was an alcoholic. So it's like whatever you give meaning to as well. It's like the way you look at it, So like, let's just say someone has like offended you, right? It's the way you look at it. If you can take an offense by it, by them saying to you, oh, like that is what I actually think. So yeah, you just need to basically think about what you're like thinking about in a more analytical way. But the way I basically learned about how this more was just by meditating, because if you think about it, when you meditate, you're basically not thinking at all. You're just thinking about your breath and you're thinking about being in the moment. Because this is another thing. Living in the present moment is so important. Like, and that's like why I meditate. Because when you're meditating, you're basically focusing fully on the moment, like on your breath. And if you've never done it before, just try it because it's so impactful. Like, honestly, it's one of the best things I ever did. So yeah, like if you think about it, when you're not thinking as well, like that's when you're the happiest. Like when you're in the happiest moments of your life, it's when you're not actually thinking about anything. You're just like in the moment. You're in flow. Like say when you're in the gym or you're doing like a study session, and when you're so locked in, you're not actually thinking about anything. You're just performing, and that's what the flow state is. And you only get there by just being in the moment. So yeah, those are just some of these important things. Just focus on they say that all your negative feelings are from your thoughts, but like a higher level above that is to just try and not think. Now that sounds kind of wacky, but like just basically when you're out and about, just try to live in the moment, focus on what's going on in the moment. Just try not to think about anything crazy that's going on in your life, and just try to live, like, because every day's a new day. Like every day's different. Like you can always be so worried about the future, like anxious, oh, is this gonna happen? Is it not? But then if you think about it, like for me, for instance, I've been wanting to achieve goals and at work, so I wanted to achieve something, and I was so worried the whole time leading up to it, for like say 6 months. And all that worrying, all by the time the 6 months when I achieved it and nothing went wrong, what was the point in that? Like all that worrying was basically for nothing. It was just basically giving me stress. Like it was myself. And that's another thing. Like you are your greatest enemy. Like it's your thinking. Like you're basically putting your own you're creating your reality through your thoughts. Because like think about it, like I said before, like you could be walking down the street, it's your perception of reality. Like reality is flat. Like everything in life is just flat. Like your life is flat, but two different people with two different brains and experiences of life and beliefs are walking down the street, and they're having completely different experiences about what they're doing, how they view the world, and how they view themselves, and all because of their internal thinking and thoughts. So yeah, the way I properly learned this, and I've learned way better to not deal with like regret and like stuff I've done in the past, or when something goes terribly wrong, I'm like, what's the point of thinking negatively about it? Like, for instance, in lockdown, I I was going through a period where it was so awful, but it wasn't actually bad. Like, okay, you're isolated, you're in your house and you can't really do much and leave, but like, I know actual problems. Like, nothing wrong was going on. Like, I had a nice house, I had all the food, I had no debts, I had no wars going on, I had a gym. Like, it was just okay, it might have been cold outside and dark, but it was my thinking. And like, the way you think about your life is so important. Like, honestly, like, it's like that saying, it's like, the one thing that can destroy a man is his own mind. Like, the only way that metal is destroyed is by its own rust. Like, metal is the hardest object in the world, like your mind, and the only thing that can destroy it is your own rust and your own negative thinking, because you're choosing it. Like, you can literally choose to think happy thoughts, like right now. It seems pretty whack and pretty obvious, but like, that's just what I've started to realize, how your thinking is so important. And being grateful for stuff as well, that's a key part. Like, each morning now I try to, read a bit, do a bit of meditation, read a bit of the Bible, do some reading, but also do a bit of gratitude journaling and like gratitude lists. So write out some stuff, like, could happen the day before, it could be stuff that's happening in your life right now, but it's basically just being like, writing down what you're grateful for. And honestly, it's such a good shift in your mindset. It's just like simple things like that. Like, it just makes you, and if you do it compoundly, like, eventually over time it becomes a habit in your everyday life, where every day you're waking up and you're just like, oh, I'm grateful for this for happening in my life. Like, oh, then you just notice little things in your everyday life. Oh, like, this coffee's really nice, or oh, this gym workout's class. And the benefit of that is, when you're grateful, like, the universe will give you more stuff. Like, it's just a fact of life. Like, when everything's going well in your life, it's because you're being grateful and you're happy, and more comes to you. Whereas it's on the flip side, when you're negative and you think life's going bad, more bad stuff comes to you, and you can obviously relate to that. So, like, for me, I feel like I've gone through a journey of, I used to be so negative and complain, and I had such a bad mindset, like, only a couple years ago, like, probably like 2020 to 2022. But now I've just flipped it. Like, particularly, I've been reading, and I got this book, like, I've read this like 3 times now. It's really good. Don't believe everything you think, but it's just so good, because like, just that act of reading again, because now I've realized, right, it's my own thinking that has affected me so much. And yeah, so just some things to take away from this: do a bit of meditation every day, 12 minutes. You could do it in the morning, at night, and then also do some gratitude journaling, and like, do a gratitude list. Like, you can write it down, or you can just do it in your own head. But yeah, lock in, boys. Let's fucking go.